Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Today's video is going to be an affordable fall makeup look, the look I'm wearing right now, and I'm gonna give you 3 different lip options, all affordable. We've got a satin lip option, we've got a matte lip option, and we have this nice glossy lip option. So I don't want this video to be too long. It is a talk through tutorial because I personally like those more, but yeah, we're using a lot of good affordable makeup. The look has a little bit of a pop of color on it with this green liner. I think it looks gorgeous. I actually did it last weekend and I kept thinking about it and I was like, I gotta film this look. So here it is. I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure that if you do, you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But without any further ado, we'll just jump right into the makeup tutorial. Hi guys, I already have my brows on. I'll show you what I used. I actually went ahead and used my Anastasia Brow Wiz, which I know is not affordable, but that's because I wanted to use the NYX Micro Brow, which is just as good as the Anastasia, but I have the shade Blonde and it's just too light. Like my brow hairs are too dark, so this just looks weird on it. So I went ahead and used the Anastasia Brow Wiz, but go ahead, if you're looking for an affordable brow pencil, go ahead and get the NYX Micro Brow because it's bomb. Then I went ahead and I set my brows with the Milani Clear Shaping Brow Gel. I can't remember the name of this, but it's a really, really great brow gel. It has a great brush shape and it doesn't make your brows crunchy at all, so I highly recommend this one. And then I went ahead and carved out my brows with the NYX Full Coverage Little Concealer Pot. I've had this thing for so many years, but it's just a great concealer to cover out your brows. I'm also going to go ahead and put this concealer all over the lid just to prime for eyeshadow. And then I'm also just going to take a little bit of powder and just press that on top of the concealer so that everything blends nicely on top of it. I have like a halter bra on and this strap is like, oh, it's making my neck hurt, so I'm just gonna unhook it for now. Let the boobies roam free. Okay, so the shadows we're using today are the ColourPop single shadows. I've had these for months. Like, this was the first round of release when they first came out with these, so we're gonna use them because I haven't I don't think I've ever used them in a tutorial before. Okay, the first shade I'm gonna take on an E40 brush is called Wake Up Call. It's just a soft neutral brown, and we're just gonna buff this throughout the entire crease to get our transition shade going. And once that is all nice and blown out, I'm going to go in with this shade, which is called Note to Self, on a Morphe R35 brush. And we're going to focus most of this color on the outer corner and then blend it throughout the crease. This brush is nice because it's nice and fluffy, but it's a little bit more tapered than the previous brush we used. So it's going to just concentrate the color a little bit closer and a little bit better for you. And once you have that nicely blended out, I'm going to go in with this shade. This is called Crisscross, and it's a really beautiful kind of burnt orange color. I'm going to take that on an E25 brush from Sigma, and I'm going to concentrate this kind of low on the outer corner, and you're going to build that up right at the outer corner and then taper it in, but you don't want to go too far in. You kind of want to just keep most of the color back here. And then I'm going to go in with this shade called Cloud 9. It's kind of like a deep eggplant purpley brown. And I'm going to take this tiny little kind of smudger brush from Real Techniques, and we're going to pack this on the very outer corner and just deepen that entire look up by putting this dark color out here. And then once you have that color packed on, you can take that E25 brush you used before and just blend it out. Blend those edges so that it doesn't have any harsh edges and you don't really see where one color starts and the other begins. And then once that is all done, I'm gonna take that brush I was concealing my brows with, and I'm just gonna go ahead and run this along the lid with whatever is left over on the brush. If there's nothing left on the brush, you can go ahead and dip it into some concealer or some eyeshadow base, just to clean up the lid so that when we put our lid color on, it actually stands out and doesn't get like muddy and kind of like tarnished by the other shades on your eye. And then this also kind of like just carves out the shape of your lid, and it just makes for a whole lot cleaner of a look. And you don't have to take it across the whole lid. You still want to leave the outer corner still like smoky like we meant it to be. And so the color we're going to take on our lid is this one called High Strung. It's a really, really beautiful kind of like bronzy, coppery, I don't know, it's kind of got like a purpley tint to it. I'm going to take it on this Luxe Smoky Shader brush from Zoeva, and we're going to first start by taking it on the middle of the lid to the outer corner of the lid. You don't want to take it all the way in. We're going to save that for something a little bit brighter, but you're just going to pack it all over and make sure that you're kind of blending it into the outer corner as well. And then I'm just gonna flip the brush over and I'm gonna take this shade, this is called Liar Liar, and we're gonna put this on the very inner corner and brighten up the eye. It's kind of like a pinky shade. It picks up on those pinky purpley tones in the other shade, but I think it just looks really pretty. And then you can just flip the brush like kind of back and forth to blend them all together. And then I'm gonna go back into that Liar Liar shade, I think that was the name of it, the dark one. And I'm just gonna pop some more of it back on the outer corner just to make sure that everything is nicely blended and we still have that smoky outer corner that we wanted. And then for a fun kind of fall pop of color, I'm gonna line my eyes with this really cool Milani Stay Put liner. This is in the shade Safari Green, I think it's called, or Safari Matte. It's kind of like a army green color, like liquid liner, and I think it just really adds a really cool like fall touch to the look. Obviously if you don't want something like this, you can just go ahead with black liner or leave liner out altogether for a softer look, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this just because I think it's cool. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the face. I've already actually primed with two things. I first sprayed the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. This is really great to put on first if you get oily throughout the day. It is a priming spray. And then I went in with the NYX Angel Veil Primer. I've had this for so many years and it is one of my favorite affordable primers, so I highly recommend this. So I put that on before I actually did my brows because I do that first. And then for foundation today, we're going to be using the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation. The shade I have is Buff Beige. This is a newer foundation that I really enjoy. So we're going to put, I'm going to put like, I don't know, 3 pumps. CoverGirl foundations always smell the same. It's like nostalgic but also kind of gross. And then obviously a damp beauty blender to blend everything out. So yeah, I have my foundation on. It's a really nice medium coverage. It gives a really nice finish on the skin. It looks very natural, but it does cover a lot. Like I could definitely build this up to be more full coverage, but I think it looks fine just the way it is. I think it's a really great foundation and for a great price point. So I do recommend that one. For concealer, I'm gonna go in with a good classic. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Under Eye Concealer. I have the shade Light. I kind of wish I had Fair because I want it to be like, you know, a highlighty shade, but this will do for now. It's a little bit highlighty. Once all of that is blended out, I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is the translucent one. I don't really have an under eye baking powder, like a loose powder from the drugstore to bake with, but I need something. So I'm just gonna take my damp sponge with this and we're gonna see what happens. I honestly don't know. Honestly, this ain't that bad. I kind of like it. I kind of dig it. It's definitely highlighting. And then to set the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation powder, or just powder, whatever. It's the powder. I'm gonna go in with this NYX powder brush. This is the 03, and this is such a good powder brush. It's nice and dense, so if you're looking for a little bit of extra coverage from your powder, it will give that to you. Now to bronze, I'm gonna use the Black Opal Dark Cocoa Oil Absorbing Pressed Powder because it's obviously a shade way too dark for me. I'm gonna take my Makeup Forever stippling brush and just go ahead and bronze with this. And then for blush, I'm going to use Berry Amore from Milani. This is one of their big blushes, and it's beautiful. Kind of ties in the eyes very well. It looks like the lid color a little bit. And then for highlighter, I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder. This is in the shade Precious Petals. I'm going to use my favorite Morphe brush to highlight with. If you want to make it even glowier, you can go in with that NYX matte setting spray, spritz your brush a little bit and kind of foil it. That looks gorgeous too, but this is a sufficient amount of glow for me. While we're here, I'm just gonna go ahead with this highlighting powder as well on just an eyeshadow brush and just hit the very high points of my brows to highlight there and also right on the inner corner. Okay, I've zoomed back in so we can finish up the eyes. I'm gonna go in with this shade that we used in the crease before on this little mini tapered 121 brush from Luxie. I'm just gonna put this all along the lower lash line and just blend it out. I love this little brush for smoking out the lower lash line. It makes it so easy. And then just to deepen things up, I'm gonna take that super dark brown on a flat definer brush and I'm just gonna press this into the lower lash line. Now I'm going to go ahead and do some mascara and lashes off camera. I'm going to use my favorite, the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. If you're looking for a new drugstore mascara, this one is bomb. Then I'm going to go in with the Ardell Wispies. If you don't want to do false lashes, that's totally okay. This mascara right here will make it look like you have falsies, but obviously I'm a little extra, so I need me some falsies. Okay, you guys, I finished the eyes. Now I'm going to put on my earrings, fix my hair, and we're going to jump into the different lip options. Okay, lip option number one is going to be first this NYX Intimidate lip liner. I'm just going to line my lips with this to make it easier to put on our next product. And then I'm gonna go ahead and top it off with this ColourPop Ultra Satin Lippy in the shade Screenshot, which is, I've noticed, a pretty close dupe to Chloe Money from Kylie Cosmetics. If you didn't get your hands on that, this is a great dupe for it. Okay, you guys, this is lip option number one. It's kind of like your everyday nude, but a little bit more fall. So it's a little bit deeper and a little bit more warm. I really like this lip. It's very, very comfortable to wear because it's that Ultra Satin formula, so it's not as drying as their Ultra Matte. But honestly, when you look at it on the lips, it's pretty matte. It's not completely, it has a little bit of a sheen, but I really like it. Okay, you guys, now we're gonna move on to lip option number two. I'm gonna start off with the NYX Suede Lip Liner in the shade Maison, and I'm going to line my lips with this. And then I'm going to top that off. Ooh, I look like a chola. I'm going to top that off with Coven from Milani. This is one of their Amore matte lip creams, which I love. Okay, you guys, this is lip option number two. It's obviously a lot more vampy. I feel like if you wanted to take this look from day to night, you could go with that first lip option, and then after work or after school or whatever, you can put this one on and you would have a complete transformation. People probably wouldn't even notice that you had the same makeup on. They would think that you redid your whole face because it just transforms the look into something so like vampy and nighttime. I love it. Okay, for lip option number three, we did a satin, we did a matte, and now we're gonna do a glossy. So I'm gonna start off with the NYX Suede Lip Liner in the shade Vintage, one of my favorite lip liners ever. And I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips, and I'm also gonna shade the inner corners because we're putting a gloss on top of it. So we kind of need that shading. And then on top of that, I'm going to go in with the NYX Intense Butter Gloss in the shade Oatmeal Raisin. So lip option number three is right down the middle between that neutral and then that vamp. This is somewhere in between. It's like a nice berry color. I really, really love it. I think the glossy finish gives it a nice like ladylike touch. I don't know. I really like it. I think it's really pretty. These intense butter glosses are super rich and creamy and pigmented. I thought I was going to need the shading from the liner, but honestly, this thing was like full coverage. I wasn't expecting that. But it feels really good on the lips. But I can tell that if my hair got caught in my lip gloss and then wiped on my face, I would have purple everywhere. But it's a good look. I would pin my hair back just for this look to keep it preserved because I really, really like this option, and I think it really complements the green eyeliner so, so well. Okay, you guys, that is going to be it for this video. Make sure, if you haven't already, that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more makeup tutorials and reviews and other videos from me. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye.